In this video, we'll be working with widgets and understanding node execution. First, we'll add some nodes between our compose and output node. Now that we're working downstream from a compose material node, everything here on out will be edits on a full material as opposed to single bitmaps. So we'll make a little bit of room, and I'll select the wire and choose a crop node. And then we'll also add a free transform, and finally a seam removal node. We'll just place a frame around it and name it crop. Inside of ArtEngine, we have several types of nodes. There are ones that will auto-execute and ones that need manual execution. The first thing we want to look at is the color of the nodes on the bottom. Each of these new nodes have a black bar. This means the whole chain has not been computed yet. I know this is because the crop node needs user input before it can actually process. So I'll double click the node and make an adjustment and press the execute button. Now we can see that the crop node bar has turned white, and also the free transform node has also turned white, but the seam removal is still black. In this situation, we have a node that will auto execute, which is the free transform, and two nodes that need manual execution, those being the crop and the seam removal node. I'll just double click the free transform node, make a little bit of rotation, and also enable tiling. Now double click the seam removal node, and with the default settings, we'll just execute. As you're working and getting familiar with the nodes, you'll start to get a sense of which need manual intervention. Or you can keep a close eye on the node's bar color while working. Let's inspect the seam removal node by enabling the tiling view. We can see our seamless result, but what if we want to see the before and after? Instead of clicking on the previous node, we can press I and O to view the input and output, or the before and after. This is indicated in the top left dropdown, which can be a bit hard to see if you have tiling mode enabled. This area will also show any widgets that were used in the node. I can go back and view the seam border width if I like. The hotkey to enable the selected node's widget is U. Let's say I want to make an edit on the free transform node. Like before, I'll single click on the downstream node, but notice the property panels have shown up, but the widget hasn't. I can right click, drag and drop this into 2D window. Now I'm able to make the edits like before. Now that we've modified the node, because seam removal is a manual executed node, we can notice the bar underneath has now turned blue. This indicates the node just needs to get recomputed due to the changes downstream. We'll just execute the seam removal. Let's do one more adjustment. I'll single click the crop node, then right mouse drag it into the window. Due to the nature of the crop node, the widget won't show up right away, so you can either choose it from the top left dropdown or press U. I'll pick another spot to crop and execute. Again, the seam removal node is showing blue. If we view the node, it still has the old data showing. It's even more clear when we view the transform node to compare. So we'll just re-execute, and that should give us our seamless result. Lastly, we'll export our bitmaps for rendering in our external app of choice.